Jan Siegmund, ADP is celebrating the 10th anniversary of its National Employment Report. But before we talk about that, I want to talk about the stock a little bit because ADP stock is outperforming the S&P this year. It's up around 2% versus the S&P, which is down 1%. But you're also outperforming over the last 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. What's driving it?
ADP has an incredibly resilient business model, and in particular through the last 5 years, we experienced strong demand for our core products. We offer HR and payroll solutions, and we had strong demand for our multinational solutions, performed well in the down market, and believe it or not, the Affordable Care Act was a big boon for us because many of our clients are seeking the help in compliance of HR matters from ADP, and it has driven a very solid organic revenue growth, and the company has performed well.
So ADP is correlated to job growth in America. Is it fair to say that?
Yes, because our clients are growing, and that helps us in our revenue growth. Not quite as much as one would think. Only 1% of our 9% organic revenue growth is driven by the growth of our clients, but our clients have enjoyed job growth. They have been growing between 2.5% to 3% in the last few years.
And what about wage growth? So for example, would a higher minimum wage be good for ADP?
I think that's a very broad question because first of all, one would have to assess is higher minimum wage good for the US economy? If the US economy is doing well, we generally tend to do well. And for us, the wage levels are not as important as the total number of jobs. So we benefit only very limited from wage growth as a company.
All right, now let's talk a little bit more about the report. Where are you seeing the most jobs added in the United States right now?
So if you look back for the last few quarters, on average about 200,000 private sector jobs were created each month. But since the beginning of the year, that job growth has slowed to maybe 150, 170,000 jobs per month created. Strong job growth last month in the small business sector, so small businesses have carried a little bit of the growth. That is partially due to for example, construction picking up. We have a good private housing building activity, and then we see smaller companies with good wage-paying jobs are being created. That has helped, and of course, on the other side, tech and financial services have also started to create more jobs.
And why is your report, the NER, better than what the BLS comes out with every month? How is it better or worse?
We use two different methods to determine the level of employment. As an ADP pays 24 million workers, and we use our payroll data to calculate an estimate of the total employment in the US. The government, the BLS, sends out a survey and surveys companies and creates a statistical measure out of that. They have different methodologies. I think both have their pluses and minuses. But for the last 10 years, we have really seen the National Employment Report is a unique and very precise predictor of where employment is going in the US.
And we're going to continue to watch it. Thanks a lot for coming on and
talking about it. Thank you so much for having me, Greg.
And thank you for watching The Street.